Hello everyone and welcome to Murder Mystery Machine, which is a isometric modern noir deduction thriller. And let's just jump right in and try it out. Alright. Guess that's us. Although I don't know which one I am, but... Oh, that is a long string. Well, it's more like a laser than a string, but... a lot of things that are connected. What a web we weave with our lasers. Yep, Murder Mystery Machine. The Lamb and the Tiger. From William Merrick to Cassandra Clark. Cadet Clark, your excellent performance throughout the Academy these past 24 months has not gone unnoticed. You have ranked in the top percentile of graduates, and it is my pleasure to offer you your first position within DCPD. You'll be stationed at the District Crime Agency, DCA, working out of Police Plaza as a junior detective, alongside Detective Nathaniel Huston. Further details will follow. We have no doubt you will prove to be a valued asset to the DCPD. Best wishes, Captain William Merrick. Awesome. I guess we were her. Yes? 6 p.m., okay. Ah, yes. This is us. Yeah. Introduce yourself to Nate. Hello. You must be Detective Nathaniel Huston? And you must be lost. Cassandra Clark, hi. Hi, I don't usually get visitors down here. I've come from the Academy. It didn't work out well with the last intern. Maybe ask someone from upstairs. They didn't tell you? I'm your new partner. I don't need a partner. You know, this feels very much like Mulder and Scully in X-Files. Except she wasn't directly from Academy, but yeah. I'm sure you don't. It's always good to have another pair of hands, though, isn't it? Look, Clarissa, that was not my name, it's Cassandra. The District Crime Agency isn't where anyone goes to start their career. This is where they bury you. Cassandra, but call me Cass. I was top of my class with degrees in criminology and sociology. Class? How many hours on the job? Geez, do yourself a favor and go back upstairs and tell them they're wasting your time and mine. I'm sorry my presence bothers you, Detective, but I've been handpicked for this job. Really? Because I just walked in off the street. I didn't come here to cause problems. I came to help. I want to learn everything there is to know. If you really need to be here, go and don't cause problems over there. This isn't kindergarten. I don't have time to hold your hand. I was simply introducing myself. Great, you won't need to. Wow. What an a-hole. Okay. Ooh, zoom in. Oh, we have something on the wall there. Oh, and something there. What's this? I can't get to it. Fine. I'll interact with this then. The Lamb and the Tiger. Choose an unlocked crime node to start an investigation. Location, Daniel's residence. Alright. Loading. Midtown, okay. Oh, it's been 3 hours. I guess this must be Frank Daniels. It is. I recognize him from the TV. Who called it in? The neighbors said they heard a gunshot around 7:30. My mom voted for him in the last local election. You know he wanted pay rises for cops? Good night, sweet prince. Did they give us anything else to go on? That was it. So how about it? How about what? You wanted to work at the DCA? Have at it, partner. Whoever did this wasn't taught to clean up after themselves. There's a lot of potential physical evidence lying around. Your objective is shown at the bottom of the screen at the beginning of each case. These can be found again later. Complete objectives to progress through the episode. Collect evidence and submit murder weapon. Well, let's start by investigating the body. This is the workspace, which shows pieces of evidence gathered and links between them. Gathering evidence from items and suspects will help build a picture of the story. Linking related, contradictory evidence can unlock new dialogues and improve your score. You can watch tutorials again in the menu. Here's all the evidence you found on Frank Daniels' body, but before we take a closer look, let's find some more evidence. Press to toggle between the workspace and crime scene. Yes, there's blood on the carpet, 9mm shell casing, and bullet wound. Okay, I'm looking for a dot. Okay, cannot walk that way. Ah. A closed window. Bolted shut. Interesting. Open window, blood on glass. Okay, you can organize the workspace to make it neater. Toggle between link and organize mode by pressing right button. Now when you press on a node, it will follow the cursor until you press again to place it. Are those related? While in organized mode, you can select multiple nodes by highlighting a node and pressing LB. Okay. Now pressing A on one of these selected nodes will allow you to move both around. There are 2 samples of blood here. Highlight blood on glass and do the same over blood on carpet. There we go. Notice the red line turns white to show the deduction is correct. Deductions like this often unlock dialogue. Press X to toggle between the workspace and the crime scene. Yeah, I know. Nate now has a dialogue icon above his head to show you that you have unlocked his dialogue. What did you find? There's blood on the carpet as well as on the broken window. Good work. Later we'll get the lab to compare the samples to see if they both belong to the victim. You've missed something else, Eagle Eye. I'm getting to it. There's more evidence to find in the crime scene. Oh, there's a dot. A letter opener. Even more. But maybe if we turn the scene around, I don't know. Oh, this is... Oh, there was something there. A handgun. I did not see that one. Okay, each scene asks you to answer a series of questions related to the who, what, why, where, when, and how of the case. For instance, who is the killer? Some questions may have multiple answers. For instance, there may be 2 weapons that can be attached to a single what node. The slots show the number of expected answers. When you've filled all the slots, the fast forward button is unlocked. You should only submit substantiated evidence. If you're trying to submit a Y node with no supporting evidence, try linking evidence to remove the question mark icon. Okay, you now have enough evidence to identify the murder weapon. The question mark icon shows unsubstantiated evidence that may need to be supported. Highlight bullet wound and press A, then do the same over 9mm handgun to draw a link between them. Okay. Substantiation links will remain red. There is no way to know if your answers are correct until after you submit them. You should also link 9mm shell casing to 9mm handgun as supporting evidence. If you make a mistake, you can break a link by pressing A on it. Moving the cursor over the panel on the right will reveal the crime scene objective again, so you can access this at any time. What? Collect evidence and submit murder weapon. To complete a crime scene, you must submit answers to any questions, who, what, where, when, why, how, that appear on the right. Press A on the what node on the right, and then on the 9mm handgun node to link them. Notice the... Yep. On the 9mm handgun. This indicates it has been selected as an answer. Select the fast forward to submit your answer. Yes. Hey, we got A+. Okay. How long will it take the lab to check the gun for fingerprints? Forever. And how about testing the blood? The blood on the broken glass probably belongs to our killer. Eternity. So what do we do next? I don't know. If only we had someone who was handpicked by the Academy to help us. Alright. Let's talk to his wife. I'd be keen to know where she was when all this was going down. Busy at the funeral parlor right now. How about we check out his office? Thank God Cassandra and her top grades are here to guide us. Lead the way. You are such an asshole. I mean, you're worse than Mulder. Alright. Not sure why I should do that. Also, I would not just put it down there. That should be washed. I guess we're going to this. Frank Daniels' office. Okay. So these are the corridors of power. Not much to write home about. At least it's not a basement. Touché. Hello, ma'am. Hi, I'm Detective Clark. I was told this is where I could find Frank Daniels' secretary, Miss Rubino. Mrs. Rapinoe, hello. I'm sorry, Mrs. Rapinoe. Please, call me Nadine. Nadine, and I'm very sorry for your loss. Thank you. It's just such a shock. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions about Frank Daniels? Of course, whatever I can do to help. Ask about Frank's character? What was Frank like as a person? Kind, caring. He was an old school gentleman, holding doors open for me, you know? He was also a workaholic, never took a break, never out of the office, meaning I was never out of the office. Ask about Nadine and Frank's relationship. How was your relationship with Frank? I've been his secretary for just over 3 years, and as far as the office is concerned, I was across everything. As you can imagine, he was a very busy man. How was your relationship outside of the office? Detective, I barely have time to wipe my kids' noses before they go to school. Never mind socialize with my boss. Ask about Nadine's alibi. Where were you last night? Am I a suspect? We're just looking to establish who was where and when. I was at home with my husband and the kids. Taco Thursday? That's all for now, thanks. Thank you for your time, Nadine. If you don't mind, we'll continue to look around the office. Of course, if you need anything, just ask. Okay. Find a suspect and potential motive for the murder. Well, let's keep looking around. Newspaper. Daniels leads in polls in what could be the tightest gubernatorial race we've seen here in a decade. Early polls show Frank Daniels has a favorability rating of 42% to Johnson's 41% and Herrera's 17%. If, as many commentators suspect, this becomes a two-horse race, many of Herrera's supporters will vote for Daniels. Come January, nobody should be very surprised if Frank Daniels is being sworn in. Daniels has made a name for himself as the people's politician. From the beginning, the Daniels team have strived to get the message out there that he wants to govern for everyone, stating the only radical thing he wants to do is make sure people aren't living in poverty. His moderate policy proposals have proved popular on both sides of the aisle, although Daniels borders on vociferous? I've never heard that word before. When asked about his views on controlling the sale of handguns in the state, sources inside the Daniels campaign have said that he repeatedly refused to soften his stance and that they were initially worried about his can't make everyone happy attitude. Ousting a sitting governor with rising approval ratings will be no mean feat, but Frank Daniels seems to be steadily proving his campaign team wrong. Okay. A plaque? Oh, campaign photo. Okay. What's this over here? Frank's schedule. Water treatment, ribbon cutting, black tie dinner. Black tie event, yeah. 7 p.m. till late. Anything if we turn around the scene? . No, it doesn't look like it. I mean that and that. Yeah, I kind of feel like that and that should also be connected. I'm not sure. Tapping out already? Ask Nate about timing of events. You said the shooting took place around 7:30, right? That's what the neighbors said, yeah. There's an event in Daniel's schedule starting at 7 last night. That means he didn't go to the event. I wonder why not. Good find. Keep at it. I'm not done just yet. I need a bit more time. Could it be because of that? Like this? Can I ask her about that? Ask about the event marked in the diary. You had Frank marked down for an event last night around the time of his death. It was the opening of the new water treatment plant. It's a big deal, lots of jobs. Everyone was expecting Frank there, the press, his opponents. It had been arranged weeks before. He was shot at home when he was supposed to be at the event. Did you know he wasn't going to show? Yes, when he left the office around 6, he told me he'd changed his mind about the event and was going to stay home. He said he didn't like the optics, being seen applauding the incumbent in the middle of a campaign. Did that sound believable to you? I said it myself 3 weeks ago, but it was smart of Frank to do it last minute, you know? Have people asking some questions about why Frank Daniels changed his mind about attending instead of just letting the governor pat himself on the back. Frank always had good instincts about how to steer the narrative. Ask if Frank had any enemies. In all the time that you worked for Frank, did he have any enemies that you know of? Anyone out to get him, that sort of thing? No, nothing like that. Certainly no one that would want to kill him, but Frank was a politician. He had plenty of people who disagreed with him, and he more than returned the favor. For example, he was no friend of the gun lobby. What was Frank working on? Somehow, in between his work on the Water Commission, his tax policies, the support for free high school lunches, we were running a campaign. I can't believe that it's all over now. Ask whose hand Frank is shaking in the picture. That picture over there, is that who I think it is? Yes, that's Governor Johnson. He worked closely with Frank. It looks very friendly. How was their relationship? Detective, that photo is an exercise in public relations. Frank opposed a lot of what Governor Johnson was proposing for the city, so they weren't exactly friends. I'd often hear Frank getting heated on calls with the governor, but Frank had a tendency to get heated on most calls. When you worked in politics as long as I have, you learn that it's all part of the process. People with egos all thinking they know best. Ask if anyone else knew Frank was at home. Did anyone else know Frank would be at home? I wasn't to answer questions from the press till after the event, and I didn't tell anyone else. That'll be all for now. Okay, so maybe not this one then. Yeah. I mean, that should definitely be connected to that, I'd say. Is there anything else I want to move? Let's maybe move these up here, because we have the campaign photo there. I don't know if those are Daniel's rival, but he didn't know that he was at home, so... Maybe that. I don't know what that would be connected to. Don't know. Huh. Okay. I guess I'll ask you. Ask Nate about rivalry between Johnson and Daniels. Seems like Daniels was creeping ahead in the polls. I'm guessing Governor Johnson will be privately relieved. Are you saying Daniels' murder was politically motivated? What? No, I just... Think about it. Who benefits the most from this? I've thought about it. You're reaching, Huston. Johnson was not taking out the competition. Was he? We can't rule anything out. Yeah. But like he didn't know. So, yeah. I mean, it could be politically motivated, but... I don't know. But that could also be connected to that. Technically. That is like, he didn't know. Ask Nate about Johnson expecting Daniels at opening. Huston, we have a problem. Nobody liked you at the academy, did they? Your political motivation theory's a bust. If Johnson was expecting Daniels to be at the opening of the water treatment plant, why would he have sent a goon round to his home to take him out? I was just checking you were paying attention. That was a little far-fetched. Maybe we need to think closer at home. Maybe see what Rapinoe knows about Frank's home life. Yeah. I mean, it's a old trope, but like my mind obviously goes to like, were they having an affair? The secretary and Daniels. Or can I just ask her? Okay, good. Ask about Frank's home life. What do you know about Frank's home life? It was just him and his wife. He wasn't one to talk about his private life very much. Frank worked a lot. Believe me, those late nights in the office can put a strain on a marriage. Define strain. More often than not, I was making an awkward call to Mrs. Daniels explaining that Frank wouldn't be home for dinner. How did Mrs. Daniels seem? Sometimes angry, like hold the phone away from my ear angry. It didn't seem like they were very happy, but I think she worried about him. She was always calling, asking where he was and when he'd be home. I mean, feels a little bit like she was kind of thinking that he was cheating, maybe. She was suspecting something. That could also be me just reading into things. Okay. Ask about Frank's wife calling. Are you sure it was only you who knew where Frank was? If his wife was always calling, asking where he was... Right, actually, Rosemary did call asking when Frank would be home at sometime before 7 last night. I told her I didn't know and that she'd have to call Frank at home. I guess it's lucky that Rosemary wasn't at home last night, too. Yeah, I don't think luck had anything to do with it. Yeah. I feel like it's more a case of jealousy. Tell Nate about Frank's wife. Apart from Miss Rapinoe, the only person who knew Frank was home was his wife, Rosemary Daniels. An unhappy marriage is as good a reason as any to murder someone. Ouch. I won't ask what makes you say that. Nice work, though. Let's wrap up here and go back to the station. Who? And why? Yeah. I'll look into Rapinoe's alibi. You don't believe her? It's not really about what I believe now, is it? Objectivity will only get you so far, Cassandra. You're going to need to listen to your gut eventually. Cass, I may trust my gut, but I'm not sure a judge would. I mean, look at it. There's no time to worry about Nadine Rapinoe right now, for the Lady Daniels hath returned. Rosemary Daniels is back? We can question her at home. Well, I am actually going to end this video here. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider leaving a like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!